It wasn't very easy getting consultancy jobs, even then, because you had to write your proposal. And proposal costs money to produce the submission. And at that time, we didn't have email. We had to do everything longhand and hard copies, and that was very expensive. And instead of using email, we had to do a lot of traveling, consultation, going up and down. It was interesting, but it was expensive to run consultancy jobs. And at the end of it, maybe you wonder whether you made any extra income from the work you did. Because to get the job executed, you discover that when you start the job, what you proposed for executing the job will not work out the same way. It will come out to be more expensive. And that means that your income is going to be less than what you anticipated. And that means that you are gaining experience, a lot of experience, but you may not be gaining a lot of income to bargain with to balance the experience you are gaining. I think it was all right. It was interesting. It was challenging. But just there were very few to come by. It wasn't easy to come about consultancy jobs. It was a lot of effort.
An interesting question now. Aside, you mentioned earlier that for professionals who are consultants, they should learn to build their network, have contacts. Aside that, now, what would you say were the things you did or the factors that helped you scale through the profession as a consultant, that helped you to get, the jobs you were able to get? Yeah, I understand that you said jobs were very few to get, but the ones you were able to get, what would you say were those unique selling points that helped you?
After I got the jobs, the next challenge is to execute the job. And I was very, very lucky that I always had supportive staff working with me, all alone. By the grace of God, I have one of them with me today. Tamplana D.L. Yusuf, he has worked with me. And Tamplana Dr. A.M. Olasheni has worked with me. And Tamplana Comfort Udo, who is also here today, has worked with me. And they are very reliable people. And when they come in and they work with me on a project, I take them as my younger partners. I don't take them as you work for a month, I pay you for a month, and that's it, goodbye. I make them feel important and involved in the progress of the firm, and committed and interested. And once they know that they are interested and their welfare is important, they are committed to working with me fully on the job. And so I think that was the very main issue. And also they were all believers, either Christians or Muslims. They believed in God and they believe in prayers. And anything we are going to work on, we also pray before we start. I think that was very important.
How has the employment opportunities been for you? Now, I'm sure that if you think back at when you started as a professional and you look at how the industry is now, you would agree with me that there are not so many employment opportunities, so to speak, for professionals, all right? But my question is, how was it like for you at the time? The employment opportunities are available, the salary, the practice, the industry in general. How was it for you at the time? Beyond you, I mean the industry, the profession, how growing or developing was it?
Like everything else has been affected in the economy. The practice has been affected because the construction industry is the basic industry for every nation. And the construction industry has been very badly affected by the slide of the economy all over the country. And that has affected job opportunities. There was a time when you finish in the university, you get a job straight away, but not any longer. Not only in town planning, but in other professions as well.
What advice would you give from your experience to professionals who own their own consultancy or consulting companies now?
To start with, they have to believe in themselves. And secondly, they have to have contacts. It's very important to maintain contact with your old schoolmates, your neighbors, your family, people who can reach out to, who can reach out on your behalf, because nothing in life is isolated, and particularly town plan is something that affects everybody, and you need support. You need a support base for the work to get on as the consultant town planner. It's very important, your support. Family support, and school, alumni support, neighborhood support, support from your church, support from everywhere.
Wow.
And you need blessing of God.
And how do you feel about your career as a town planner when you think back at who you were, as under 17, getting a job with the Keja Area Development Commission, Western Region, and where you are now? How do you feel about
When I started as under 17, nobody can tell the future. I was even too young to think of the future. I just took it a day at a time. And God has given me the grace to take it a day at a time. Because all along this long journey, it's a very long journey of hurdles, of falling down and picking up, and falling down and picking up. But the important thing is to continue to pick up and move on and believe in God. It's very, very important. Because one should not give up.